Hello and welcome to the channel today. If you're new here, hello. My name is Joe and today we are going to be doing some hip mobility. This series of movements is going to help open up your hip capsule and your deep hip rotators. And I find that this position helps the most with alleviating tension and also being able to get on and off the ground again. So if that's something you'd like to do, you could do this up on your bed or up on a raised surface. And this could be a movement that you practice regularly to not only get better connected to your hips, but to literally help your quality of life and help you get on and off the ground or even in and out of a deep squat. And we will need a few props today. So I suggest to have some either pillows or pads or blankets or yoga blocks of like various sizes, because we're gonna use these to help even out where our pelvis is at in space. A lot of the times when we're getting to a 90-90 or some hip rotation, we'll notice that one side of your pelvis hikes up a little bit. Over time, this can kind of pull on the hips unevenly. It can actually cause some tension in your low back. So doing some of this stuff while we get the hips to be on the pelvis on the same plane can help alleviate some of that tension. Without any further ado, we're gonna get started. I suggest for most people starting off with either a yoga block or something that's around that height. I love to use these blankets and pads in my studio here. Okay, and this is how we're gonna get into it. So you're gonna set it at your side, and then the easiest way to get into it is to sit on it. And then swing your legs forward. And then what you're looking for is I'm trying to get my hips to be on the same plane and be in this 90-degree angle. You can kind of see here that my hip is a little bit lower here than here, which is why we raise the hips like this. So more or less, when you're looking at your hip bones, the sides of your pelvis, we're just evening that out a little. If I was on the ground, and you can see that same thing here, this hip is a little higher than this hip. So for my body, I probably need about this. And then once you see that, now we're getting the hips to be on the same plane. So depending on where your hips are at is where you're gonna start. Most people need about a yoga block of height when they first do this movement. Right now, we're gonna set up into 90-90. So your back leg is 90 degrees, you're gonna flex your front foot. Your front leg is 90 degrees, we're gonna flex your front foot. And then we're gonna start by doing some hinges. So hands are gonna come somewhere. They could be on your leg or towards the side. And I want you to think about sending your butt back like you're doing a hip hinge, and then press the ground away, knee, foot, and shin, using that front leg. I call this a hip push-up. So we're here, and then press that front leg down into the ground. It looks like this from the side. My butt goes back as I fold forward. So I'm not just folding forward, I'm sending my butt back, and then I'm pressing down into the ground, side of the foot, knee and shin, with that front leg. And I'm gonna do somewhere from about a minute or so of this, somewhere from like 7 to 20, 7 to 15. And I'm just trying to get myself a little bit more comfortable with this stretch, thinking about hip hinging, sending your butt back. And sometimes my clients like to do this with no hands, so they're actively pressing that leg down and they're not using their arms. Amazing. Now we're gonna get into the isometric. So I want you to send your hip back. And I always tell my students to come into a stretch that's around about a 4, 10 being one of the most intense stretches you've ever felt, 1 being barely any at all. I want you to find about a 4 or less. From here, keep hinging your hips back, and then I want you to press down into the ground as you send your butt back. And we're gonna do that for about 10 seconds, starting now, slowly ramping up that effort until it's at a level that feels like you're working, but not like you're uncomfortable or feeling pain. Pressing down into the ground, hip goes back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, awesome. Now you're gonna stay where you are, keep sending your butt back, and you're gonna act like you could lift this foot. The goal is not to lift the foot, you should not be able to. The goal is to act like you could try. We're working in your end range. So butt goes back, act like you could lift this foot up, keeping this knee heavy. for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Breathe. If that round felt good, you could take this round a little bit harder. If that round felt crazy, you could even just keep your intensity where it is or decrease it a notch. Hip goes back. We're pressing that leg down, knee, foot, and shin for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then now act like you could lift this foot up, keeping the knee down. Keep sending your butt back to the back wall behind you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Breathe. Last round. Press that leg down into the ground. Send your hip back. If this feels good, make this one your most intense effort for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. And then act like you could lift that foot, send your butt back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel free to wiggle. We're going to stay in this position a little longer. You could have felt that in one or both of your hips, inner leg. Sometimes we even get some good stretches in the back. All is good. All is safe to feel here. And then we're going to do that same thing towards the back leg. So belly button is going to twist over. And then if you can, you're going to think about sending your butt back behind you. This range of motion tends to be a little sticky for people. So just kind of meet yourself with where you are. Maybe you just twist over just a little bit. And if you can, we're going to twist and send that butt back. And then and then you could totally pull this leg in. Belly button twist, send your butt back. And then press the back leg, knee, foot, and shin into the ground. So we're going from here to here, just getting ourselves used to that position like we did on the first side. Belly button twist, butt goes back, press the ground away, and you might look like this, and even just kind of being back here, if this is you, you can just move your belly button for me. You don't even need to send that hip back. Depending on what your hip anatomy looks like, and your mobility, like just where it's at today, it's going to be a little different for each body. But we're here, we're there, or we're here, and we're just kind of getting used to this position for around a minute or so. Breathing, taking big inhales and big exhales. Now we're going to do the isometric here. So belly button twist over, butt goes back to the wall, place your hands wherever, and then start pressing the back leg, knee, foot, and shin down into the ground. We're gonna start doing that for 10, 9, 8, as you send your hip back to 7, 6, 5, 4, if that's available to you, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. Stay where you are, belly button over, send your hip back. Now, I want you to act like you could lift this foot. You're not gonna be able to. That's the goal. We're in and we're working your end range. We're here. Act like you could lift this foot, keeping that knee down, send your butt back if you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Breathe. Awesome. Coming back in, belly button over, hip back if that's available. Press down, back knee, foot, and shin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And then act like you could lift that knee, lift that foot. Keep sending the hip back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Breathe. We're already on our last round. You're doing amazing. Push down. Send your hip back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Awesome. Now act like you could lift this foot off the ground. Keep sending your butt back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Cool. Now we are going to repeat everything on the other side. If you're doing this video, I want you to do it all on the other side. And I want you to come down onto your arm. This is going to be good for most people. If this is a lot on your arm, you could come all the way down onto your side, even take a yoga block, prop it underneath you, and get really comfortable. So we're either here, laying down, or we're here up on the forearm. You're gonna find which shape feels most available to you, because we're gonna stay here for a second. This knee is gonna stay heavy. You're gonna drive the back hip forward, so we're lengthening out this tissue. Then I want you to try to lift your foot, keeping the knee down. And that's pretty hard for me. So that might be hard for you too. So I like to start with a little passive end range hold. This is from FRC. So you're gonna keep your knee down, see if you can lift this foot, and I'm gonna send my hip back a little. I'll slowly start to let go of this foot, and I'm gonna try to keep it just as high as this is. So slowly start to let go for 15, 14, 13, 12, keep it up, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, you just died. That's so hard. All this hip stuff is what you should be feeling. Then we'll do a few of these. You're gonna lift, flex your foot and lower, lift, flex your foot and lower. And if your knee's not on the ground because you're a little elevated like me, you could put something, oh, that is so hard, underneath your knee. We're gonna lift and lower. You're trying to keep that back hip still. And we're gonna do about 10 to 15 of these. Then I always have my clients hold it up on the last one for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing on the back leg. Shine that hip forward. We're keeping all this still. You're gonna notice your pelvis wants to move. This is lifting away. Lift and lower, and what I don't want to see is your body twist, your hip come forward. So it should look really clean. And for me, I'm gonna touch that back hip when I do that. Good, and then we can hold that one up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If this one's really inaccessible and this part is really hard for you, you could take a band, just like we did the front leg, and you could lift that guy up as high as you could go, and then keeping all this still, you're gonna try to slowly let go and keep that height. So I'll do one with you. Slowly let go. You're using your band for 15, 14, keeping it high, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Your hips should be worked or feel like they just worked. And then I want you to flip that out, do that exact same thing on that other side. Awesome. Yay. You could do something like this as often as like 2 or 3 times a week to open up your hip capsule and connect and be able to utilize better your deep hip rotators, which help you in basically everything you do with your lower body, and they help keep you strong and mobile and just have some really good hips for as long as you do these and as long as you have them. So really important stuff, not super glamorous, but this is the stuff that really does help all of your movement feel so much more fluid. You have so much more ease, and it keeps the things that you want to keep, like getting on and off the floor, accessible to you, which I don't know about you, is really important to me. So go ahead and give me a subscribe if you love this video, and be sure to share it with your friends. This is one that I really think everyone in the world should do. Happy moving, y'all.